Ever dreamt of creating ads that go viral and bring in massive sales? I'm talking about the ads that bring in $5,000 a day or $100,000 a month. What are these successful marketers doing that you're not? Well, I'm about to spill the secrets in this video. Today, I'll reveal strategies behind crafting those viral ads and what we do at Boost Ecom Ads to help clients reach $100,000 a month and more. Stick around because I'll show you the step-by-step process on how to craft your own viral ads and how to skyrocket your sales. If you don't know me yet, my name is Sarkis. I have scaled numerous brands to 6 figures and beyond a month. If you want to stay up to date, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell on so you don't miss out. Without further ado, let's dive right in. We're gonna start with the most important element of your ad, and that is the hook. The hook is the first 3 seconds of your video. Now, if you get the hook wrong, the video is doomed. You are gonna have a very bad creative. In fact, these first 3 seconds account to 80% of the success of your ad. Nowadays, people are on a scrolling marathon. I see the younger generation out there and I don't even know how they're able to catch so much information so fast because they scroll. If you see them, while walking, it's just absolutely crazy. They're scrolling, and then they stop and they either watch the whole thing or they scroll past through it, right? And that's why it's called a hook, because we need to catch them while they're in their pattern of just scrolling endlessly. We need to create something that is crazy different to catch their attention and create a pattern interrupt. In fact, you can have the best offer, the best product, the best video in the world, but if you fail on those first 3 seconds, they're already gone to the next thing. So you have to master how to create a hook effectively. A good hook is usually a shocking visual, something that will really surprise them. For example, a Barbie that has pimples. You can see over here how I got rid of my hormonal acne in less than a week. This is absolutely, a pattern interrupt. Who has ever seen a Barbie with pimples? It's very outside the box and it is combined with a very catchy hook, which says how I got rid of my hormonal acne. So a value hook. So it's explaining a story of a personal story, how I got rid of this acne, but it also adds something very important, and that's a time frame in less than a week. Now, in less than a week, that sounds absolutely crazy because usually this kind of treatment probably takes more than months. And if you are saying something as surprising as this, you're probably gonna catch their attention. Now that you understood the importance of the first 3 seconds and how to catch them effectively, I have a lot of videos coming out specifically about how to master the hook, so make sure to tune in. But now that we understand the importance of the first 3 seconds, what comes after? So what I like to do is double down on the problem, which is also called agitating the problem. You have to make the audience feel seen and understood. So you've stated the problem, but now you go 10 times extra on the problem. You really have to go into an emotional level. Remember this, people buy with their emotions and they justify with logic. If you touch on people's emotion and you make them feel understood and they see the ad and they're like, yeah, I actually feel like this is talking right through me, right through my problems, right through what I feel, then they're most likely gonna buy. So for example, we can say something like, whether it's breakouts, dryness, or uneven tone, it can feel like you've tried everything without results. You're not alone. Many of us have been there staring at the mirror, hoping for a solution. There you go. You really entered the person's mind. Someone just looking at the mirror, you can imagine that target audience of yours. If you have a skincare product, looking at the mirror, looking at the pimples, feeling bad, feeling hopeless. They've tried everything, nothing is working. And so you just agitated the problem. You're like, yeah, this is the worst thing ever, going full in, right? With that kind of copy, what I like to do is also visually show someone that's frustrated, looking at the mirror, they're not very happy. Also emphasizing on, we understand you, we know what you're going through, and you're not alone. Once you do that, once you agitated the problem, you're not gonna leave them, standing alone and feeling hopeless. Of course not. You're gonna bring your product as the solution. So number 3, your product, the solution. So, for instance, you can say something like, here's the good news, or you can put the brand name. Skincare line is designed specifically to tackle these issues head on. With a combination of natural ingredients and cutting-edge formulations, our products nourish your skin from within. So, do you see what we did there? This product is now the solution, the hero, after you've, put the problem so high, right? You can talk about how it makes it different from other brands. So, for example, over here, we did specify that this product product changes the skin from within, which is why we're different, right? Because they've already tried numerous solutions before that didn't work for them. So why are you different? So over here, of course, a good visual example could be someone, opening the box, someone happy, putting the cream on their face, or what would work even better is a before and after, right? If you can show that same person struggling in the first few seconds of the video, and then you show them like super happy with like super radiant skin, then that is even more powerful. So once you do all of this, that leaves you with number 4, which is starting to go into the benefits and the features of your product. Over here, for instance, you can really dive deep into the natural ingredients you have, the texture, how it feels, how amazing you're gonna look and how amazing you're gonna feel putting this cream on every morning. You can say something like this: our product not only clears blemishes, but also hydrates and brightens your complexion. It contains powerful ingredients like hyaluronic acid for hydration and salicylic acid for deep cleansing. You'll notice a difference in just a few days. Now, what I like to do over here in the benefits and features, of course, for every product you have to put your own benefits and features, but I always like to emphasize on the benefits. The features are great, so let me explain the difference between those two. Features is, for example, this phone comes in many colors. This phone supports 200 megabytes, whatever. I'm just spitting out numbers over here. This is a feature. These are like technical things about it. But what's the benefit? So the benefit over here is it helps me stay connected and maybe like a fashionable way, right? Because I can choose my color. So always emphasize on the benefits. What is it to them? A good way to explain benefits is basically how is it life-changing for them. So over here, we said you'll notice a difference in just a few days. So that's a benefit right there. Once we put in a few benefits and features, what I like to do is put in an authentic testimonial. So over here, towards the end of the ad, we want to double in on the credibility and trust of your brand. So if you can put in several testimonials, show how it affected and impacted several people out there, that's when people started making a buying decision. If they watch so far, that means they're interested in your solution, and it just takes them a step extra for them to be like, okay, I'm gonna buy from you, I fully trust you, let's go. So the way to do that is to put authentic testimonials. You can say something like this: don't just take our word for it, here's what our customers are saying. And then you can put videos of different people talking about your product, or just people, several screens of people applying your product and they're happy. Once you end with credibility and testimonial, which is a very, very important part of the ad, don't forget about this part. You need to tell them what to do. You need to guide them to the goal, which is your call to action. You have to say it loud and clear. People sometimes turn their brains off on social media, so you have to guide them like, hey, here's the solution, now you have to do this, right? You have to go and press shop now button. Now, there is a good way to do a strong call to action. There are two things I want you to always include in your call to action. Number 1 is scarcity, and number 2 is urgency. Scarcity implies some kind of FOMO effect, like fear of missing out. So basically, if this product has sold out before, then you can mention that. You can say something like, this product already sold out 5 times in the past. And so people in the psychological brain, they're like, okay, I gotta take action now, because otherwise maybe I'll have to wait another month or 2 or 3 or whoever knows for me to get my hands on this product. So including scarcity in your call to action is super important. And urgency goes more on why should they act today and not tomorrow. For example, you can say something like, sign up today and get 30% off your first month, but hurry, this offer ends soon. This is a beautiful call to action, very simple, very straightforward, mentioning the promotion, but also inducing some kind of scarcity or urgency. Now that we have a decent idea of what makes an ad go absolutely viral and the perfect formula of an ad, how do we keep them engaged? I want to give you guys a few tips on how to keep the ad, effective and keeping the audience engaged and interested. Number 1 to keeping your audience engaged is make quicker cuts. As I said, the attention span nowadays is of 2 to 3 seconds. So every 2 seconds, you gotta make a cut. You gotta make a change in your video. Which brings me to number 2, which is changing the angle. Even if you're shooting the same scene scene, what you can do is, let's say, you're shooting from here. Okay, shoot from here, shoot up top, shoot up from below, right? But shoot from different ways so you keep the audience engaged and like they're seeing different angles of the product or of the scene of whatever is going on. Another way to keep them engaged every 2 seconds is doing jump ins and jump outs. So even if you're not changing the angle, so what you can do over here is zoom in and zoom out. This still, does a pattern interruption and keeps the audience engaged. And number 4 is adding B-roll. So let's say we have, a boring UGC, user generated content of someone, speaking about your product, and all they do is they're talking in front of the camera. That is so boring. That will never work in 2024. All right. You need B-roll. And by B-roll is the person is talking, but while they're talking, we're showing different footages. We're showing her opening the box. We're showing her putting the cream on her hand. We're showing her putting the cream on her face. So add more B-rolls. Add every 2 seconds. Try to incorporate some kind of B-roll, and always make sure you ask your content creator to have that included in the package. Now listen, I know this takes a lot of effort, and I know there's a lot of people out there that don't want to necessarily be a video editor, or they don't want to take care of hiring content creators and delivering the idea. They want to take care of their brand and making sure it grows to the highest level possible. And that's why we have Boost Ecom Ads. This is my creative agency where we help e-commerce stores like yours reach to 100K a month and beyond through high converting creatives. We're a data-driven agency, and what we'll do is dive deep into your target audience so we understand their pain points and what they're looking for exactly, and also look into your competitors to understand what is working and what is not working. So if you need help with your creatives, make sure to book a call with me. I'll leave the link in the description. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all next week.